This video is copyrighted by CameraOnline.net. Today we will make reviews about Canon EOS Rebel T3i. This review is from real verified buyer. Here we go. This review is from verified Amazon buyer Dennis A. Amith.
Since owning the T3i, I have put this camera through hardcore use in a short amount of time. Different events, different weather, and have purchased quite a few things for this cam. If there is only one thing that I wished this camera did have was an easier menu to change things. Aperture or shutter speed. Granted, higher-end models may have a display right at the top, but looking at the LCD, definitely read the manual and experiment how to change various settings. And experiment how you can change on the fly. And here are my thoughts that will definitely be different recommendations from others, but it works for me. Get a good prime lens, 50mm 1.8, preferably a 1.4, Canon lens. I have the former, which works great for portrait shots, but I know already that the 1.4 works much better. It's also several $100s more. I went third party for batteries, grip, hoods, and they work perfectly. I know there are diehards who purchase official Canon products, but they are expensive, and if you want to save money, look toward third-party products. I know there are people, like myself, who are impatient of reading manuals, but in this case, read the manuals, especially those Canon-based brochures of lenses they recommend. L lenses are great if you can afford them, but if you can get yourself some Canon glass with image stabilization, this works great for entry-level photographers. But if you are in it for the video, you want to get better glass, research in Flickr. I did a lot of research before buying this camera, and for the most part, camera sites have all been positive. But definitely do your research. I call my photographer friends and staff with questions, but seriously, I learned that they are used to their high-end cameras and used to their lenses, that they can give you some advice, but it's best to experiment on your own, but also go on Flickr and study other photographers. Look at their EXIF data and get an idea of what lens they shot, what aperture, what shutter speed, etc. And try to experiment with those settings. Granted, lighting and setting is different, but it's good to research and see what others are doing and what they were able to capture, and knowing what lens they use. Last, shoot RAW and consider purchasing a 10-speed, 16, 32GB card. Shooting at RAW gives you more options when using software like Photoshop or Lightroom. But you definitely want to shoot at RAW. Nothing wrong with shooting via JPG, if you can manually fix those images on your own, but I regret going to one event and shooting in JPG. I wished I shot RAW. Now I do most of the time. I say most of the time because I am in the process of purchasing a 32GB card 10-speed, and I have shot RAW 90% and 10% of the space JPG. The T3i definitely delivers in picture quality and video. Granted, if you have another $1,500 plus to spend and money is no object, then go for the higher-end Canon DSLRs. But if you want to spend under $1,000 but want very good quality for photos and video, the T3i is great. As for video, the mic on the T3i is not the best, so you may want to consider purchasing a mic. One person I know uses a boom mic, another uses a mic that attaches on top T3i. Taking video is very good, but once again, if you are going for the T3i, plan to invest in larger GB cards. 8GB is very good, but I'm learning that I need more than that. You may as well if you do cover events or take a lot of photos. I love this camera and I'm still learning as I go, but so far so good. I still have yet to buy a speedlight flash. I do have an older Canon speedlight from the late 70s, which I have used on a Canon A1 SLR, that does work with the T3i, but rather purchase something more modern. And a few other things, but for now, I'm just enjoying the pictures I take, and not enjoying the pictures I take, which is part of the learning process. But I'm quite content and happy that I bought this camera. Thank you for your watching. See you on next reviews. Check buybuycameraonline.net for best camera deals today.